Let's get back to the basics. I'm talking skincare 101. Part of what I want to do is simplify skincare for you. So it's something that you don't even have to think about. You can have a routine that you do day in and day out, and you can just go on living life. I live and die by the philosophy less but better when it comes to skincare, and as well as other cosmetic and injectable treatments as well. If you're new here, I'm Jordan Harper, board certified nurse practitioner, founder and CEO of a results-driven skincare line called Barefaced, rooted around the philosophy less but better. I also have more than a decade of experience in the medical field. I love education. Knowledge is power. So I'm here to just give you a few simple tips and tricks when creating your skincare routine and some very easy lifestyle modifications that you can make to just have healthier looking skin. I think what's really interesting about skin and how skincare has evolved over the past, 20 to 50 years is that somewhere along the line, everyday people had to create their skincare routines. And really that should be done with a little bit of guidance from a skincare professional, because the skin is an organ. And just like you're not going to write your own prescription for blood pressure medication or diabetic medication, the skin also needs professional guidance to create an effective and efficient routine for your skin type. After treating thousands of patients in office, I understand not everyone can or wants to come into an office to get a skincare routine. That's just not realistic, and that's okay. And that's part of the reason why I created Barefaced, not only to have the products to support your routine, but also to be a guide to walk you through your skincare journey. Just like I like to use an app or a trainer when I work out, I like to think of Barefaced as that option for you too. Or whether it's Barefaced or a skincare professional or another skincare guide, I do think it's helpful to find someone who you connect with their approach to skincare, and that way they can kind of like handhold you through the process of creating a skincare routine. Because the biggest mistake I see people getting into is just jumping around and being underwhelmed by the results of their skincare routine, because whether they're getting recommendations from social media, friends, basically they're like ping-ponging. Some of the advice they're taking might be good. Some of the advice might be helpful for their skin, but they're taking so many different people's advice that they're not really seeing the results come together with their routine. You could use this same thought process around working out. If you're just doing a bunch of random workouts, you're not really going to reach your full potential unless you're following a workout plan and you're targeting and isolating various muscle groups throughout the week. And you're also including a potential food program with that. I think of skincare like a workout for your skin. So a lot of the same principles that you'd apply to working out apply for your skin as well. I say all this to hopefully take some pressure off you. Like, you do not have to do it alone, and you do not have to create your skincare routine by yourself. Don't stress out about that. That should be, creating a skincare routine should not feel stressful, and I don't want it to feel stressful. So that's kind of why I say everything I do about being a guide for creating a skincare routine, because it's unrealistic to think that you could create a skincare routine for yourself without having any knowledge or training on the skin. So don't be discouraged if you haven't been satisfied with skincare up to this point, because I'm here to help. This is where I think AI is really shining right now, because we are using at Barefaced, and I know a lot of other brands are starting to incorporate this as well, we're using AI. So I love the idea of using AI to take a picture of your skin. We've implemented this with our skin quiz, but taking a picture of your skin, and it's helping you understand what is going on with your skin. I cannot tell you how many patients I've seen who think they have severe acne when really they have one or two blemishes, who think that they have severe laxity to their face and need a facelift, or who think that they have just freckles but they really have melasma. So diagnosing and treating the skin and understanding the skin type that you actually have is like step number one. And then it kind of gives you guidance on what products would be good for your skin and what routine would be good for your skin. You can also do this without technology. For those of you who do not like AI, a quick little test you can do if you just want to try on your own without using, technology, is wash your face with a gentle cleanser. Gently pat dry, and then wait 1 hour. From there, you want to determine, what does your skin feel like after 1 hour? Is it feel dry? Does it feel itchy at all? Does it feel oily in certain areas? Does it feel oily all over? Does it feel balanced? Does it just feel like skin? Great, you have normal skin. Your skin type may evolve over time. I have noticed as I've gotten older, and this is very typical because we have a decreased production of collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, my skin is getting more dry. Pretty typical as we age. So people who have oily skin as teens and young adults will tend to like their skin type more as they get older because they're less oily, but they still have a solid amount of oil production to still feel balanced. Determining your skin type is step number one. This is where I think the recommendations from friends and family can be helpful, but they can also be harmful because we all have different skin types. And if you're taking a lot of different recommendations from different people, you may be using too many of the same products or too many harsh actives. Really finding that person that you trust to guide you through is essential. And I just cannot say this enough. And finding an expert in different areas, I do this with getting my hair done, doing my workouts, helping me figure out a healthy eating plan for me and my family. There's a reason why there are experts in various fields, and I think finding one that you connect with and that you trust is really key here. And I would say the same thing for injectables. This is really important because I see a lot of people who maybe you have negative experience after you've had Botox, maybe a brow's lower or higher. You have to give your injector a chance to see. And a lot of times people are coming from a good place. They want to do a good job. Treating the face with injectables and treating the face with skincare, I mean, it all goes hand in hand. But when you bounce around to a lot of different injectors, that's when you can start to look a little off. And that can mean having an awkward conversation about, it's going to say, all right, well, we need to dissolve this filler, or hey, we need to tweak and add a couple units there. But you have to give them the chance to do that. I mean, you don't have to, but you should. And your goal should really be to find an expert to walk you through various aspects of health and wellness. So in the new year, I want you to figure out what your skin type is. That's our call to action number one. Moving on to the next skincare basic, double cleansing. Now, washing your face properly is really important because of course a lot of people are like, yeah, I wash my face. Well, how long do you wash your face? Because I can guess that it's not for 60 seconds. 60 seconds is quite a long time, and most people are not properly washing your face unless you've been educated on why and how to do it. So I recommend double cleansing at night, and that's using a micellar water or an oil cleanser first. And that's really to get off the day. That's to get off your makeup. That's to get off your sunscreen. It doesn't matter if you're wearing makeup, if you're not wearing makeup, I still recommend a nightly double cleanse. So you're starting off with that oil-based cleanser, micellar water, setting the tones, so then your cleanser is able to actually wash and cleanse the skin. The double cleanse is really transformative, and I'm telling you, if I'm wearing a lot of makeup after like a shoot day or anytime I've like gone to an event, I will sometimes do a triple cleanse, because the way you can tell if you have properly cleansed your face is if you use a toning pad or a toner afterwards. Your face should be clean. You should not use that toning pad and see makeup on the skin afterwards. If you are seeing product on a toning pad after cleansing or double cleansing, that means you have not properly cleansed your face. It's like a clear indicator that your face is actually not fully clean. And if your face is not clean, then your other products and your skincare and your skin is not going to be as healthy, and your other products are not going to be as effective on the skin. So after you use the oil-based cleanser, then you're going to go in with a water-based cleanser. And this is really directed towards the skin type that you have. Once you determine that, it can really help determine what cleanser you select. You want to use that on your face for 60 seconds. I recommend just using your hands. I've used all different types of devices, and I find that they can actually be more irritating on the skin over time. Even if they're those really soft silicone brushes, sometimes you're just like pressing too hard. You're just too aggressively using them, whereas with your hands, like, you know exactly the pressure that you're putting on the skin, and you're really able to get all in those nooks and crannies, and you just need to use just your fingertips really gently for 60 seconds. So now we know we got to figure out our skin type. We need to properly and effectively cleanse the face with a double cleanse at night. And then for the morning, the cleanser, in my opinion, is optional. If you are acne prone, oily, I would recommend using your cleanser in the morning as well. If you are more dry, I would recommend cleansing the skin, but just with water. So you're really only using a cleanser once a day if you're normal to dry. And then if you're acne prone, oily, then you do want to use a cleanser in the morning. Now we know we need to figure out our skin type, we need to properly cleanse the face, and now we need to moisturize. Moisturize is essential for all skin types. I don't care if you're oily, I don't care if you're dry. You may like a different moisturizer depending on your skin type, but it is essential. And so if you're talking about the world's most basic routine, you're talking about a cleanser and a moisturizer and an SPF. That's just the bare minimum of what you should be doing if you are interested in beginning your skincare journey. A cleanser, a moisturizer, and a daily SPF. Moving on to your core four. This is something that I like to call the bare necessities. These are the core four products that your skin needs to protect, prevent, repair, and correct. This is where skincare actually gets really, really simple. If you want a big, lengthy routine, great, have one. But you need to be using these 4 products for long-term skin health. So I don't care what else you use, just make sure you have in your routine an exfoliant, a retinoid, an SPF, and a vitamin C. And I mentioned earlier, obviously your most basic routine is a cleanser, moisturizer, and an SPF. But now I'm moving into like actually transforming the skin, seeing changes in the skin, addressing issues that exist, and also getting the skin to be healthier. It's worth the investment to take care of it. You only get one face, you only get one skin. So these are the 4 ingredients that are the building blocks to help produce collagen, help to boost cellular turnover, help to get dry, dead, dull skin cells off the surface of the skin, help to protect and prevent future damage. So the core 4, also known as the bare necessities, are essential for long-term skin health. My recommendation, just to keep things simple and effective, and also being able to tolerate these products, because you're wanting products to transform the skin. You're wanting to see changes in the skin. There are anticipated reactions that are intended to boost cellular turnover, get rid of dead skin cells. You have these anticipated changes, and so I love a gradual introduction when I start new products, and I love to recommend that to my patients as well, because I find that you're going to be more consistent. And consistency is really key with skincare, because there's nothing that's going to give you an overnight result. So when you are starting a new routine, you've got your cleanser, you've got your moisturizer, then you're just going to add in one new product at a time. When you're adding new products to your routine, especially if you are introducing acids and retinoids, these are the things that I would have a more gradual introduction, so that way you minimize some of the anticipated reactions. When I say anticipated reactions, I mean dryness, sensitivity, redness, sometimes purging happen, because when you're using products to boost cellular turnover and to kind of clean out the pores, you're bringing everything to the surface much faster. So things that would have come out eventually are coming out all at one time. So it can feel like, oh my gosh, all these products are making me break out. That can happen, but like you're actually getting through all the breakouts that you may be having, just all coming to the surface before. So as someone who's acne prone, like I understand the anxiety that acne can cause. And when I start products like retinoids, I tend to break out. When I start a product with acids, I tend to break out. So that's really like kind of think of it as washing out the pores and getting everything to the surface that was eventually going to come out. And ultimately it's going to lead to less breakouts, clearer skin, less congested skin over time. With retinoids, I like to follow the rule of 3s. So you're using your retinoid every 3rd night, and you can do that for 3 to 4 weeks, and then you add in another night. So it's gonna take you 3 months to get to that nightly usage. So the first month you're doing it every 3rd night, the second month you're doing it every other night, and then the 3rd month, hopefully you're able to tolerate it every night. Now, if you're using a retinoid and you are not able to tolerate it every night, that retinoid is too strong for your skin. The best retinoid for your skin is one that you can tolerate nightly. It is not about the strongest, because consistency equals results. I love retinaldehyde. I have tried tretinoin. I've tried all types of retinoids. I've tried retinols, and I have found for myself and for my patients, a retinaldehyde is much better tolerated across the board. You can also tolerate it around the eye area, the neck area, with much less side effects, and you're able to tolerate that more consistently. I love a retinaldehyde. It's a step down below a tretinoin, but it's an estimated 20 times stronger than all retinols, and studies show comparable benefits to using a tretinoin. It's a potent but gentle retinoid. We formulated one for Barefaced, and ours is in a time release system. So the problem a lot of times with a tretinoin is that you put it on your skin, it starts working right away. That's what can be really aggravating to the skin. So we put ours in a time released encapsulation, so it's working over a period of a few hours, which also allows it to be much better tolerated on the skin. So if you have trouble tolerating retinoids like retinol or tretinoin, look into a retinaldehyde. I will be surprised if you're not able to tolerate it more frequently. After you've implemented the core 4, then you can consider further building out your routine. But this way you've got your foundation. You know that your skin is functioning optimally. That way, if you do need to further address other skin concerns, at least your skin is optimally functioning so it can respond properly, because you're gonna be using maybe a targeted serum, but you don't even have proper cellular turnover. So it's just like, doesn't make sense. That way you're setting your skin up for success. And I think you'll find yourself a lot more impressed with what skincare can do, because you've built your routine out properly. And to wrap up, I'm gonna just rapid fire some lifestyle modifications that maybe you've already made, or maybe you don't even know about, that will make your skin better outside of skincare. Number 1, always wash your hands before you wash your face. So don't touch your face. Don't touch your face during the day. This is really hard because I typically always want to rest my hand right here and inevitably I'll break out. Don't touch your phone to your face. These are things that you don't realize just harbor bacteria. I also love to implement hypochlorous during the day to cleanse on the go. If you're acne prone, this is amazing, but also to support and strengthen the skin. This isn't a part of my AM or PM routine, but I do love to implement hypochlorous to cleanse on the go, strengthen the skin, help balance the oil control. And I also use this after makeup application because makeup brushes harbor bacteria. And so I love spraying a hypochlorous mist, like a clean slate, after makeup application. To me, this isn't that realistic. Like I never want to do this because I never want to take the time to do this, but cleansing your makeup brushes can also be really effective. Changing your pillowcase regularly. If you are very acne prone, I would say consider doing this nightly. Otherwise, I would still do this maybe once or twice during the week because our faces, our hair, like we're just dirty people. Even if you're showering, you're getting just build up on your pillow, and that can make a big difference to help prevent breakouts. Sleeping on a silk pillowcase can be really helpful to help minimize the friction of your skin with the pillowcase. This can help, reducing those fine lines and wrinkles that you see when you wake up. Sleeping with your hair pulled back. There's a lot of oil and product in our hair, and if you're acne prone, it just can be a trigger for more breakouts. So I would say sleeping with your hair pulled back is a great way to further just prevent anything unwanted from getting on your skin while you sleep. Brushing your teeth before your skincare routine. Now you might be like, what are you talking about? If you have perioral derm or if you have acne, like your mouth harbors a lot of bacteria and you may not even know, but you are getting potentially toothpaste or just like some bacteria on your skin. So if you can brush your teeth before you do your skincare, so that way you're like brushing your teeth, then you're washing your face, just a little modification in your routine that you can do to make sure that you're not spreading any bacteria on the face that's like lingering there after you've like done your skincare routine. If you take a shower and wash your face as the very last step in the shower after the conditioner. A lot of times these hair products can sit on the skin and can cause irritation or breakouts, and so washing your face is the very last step. If you can avoid using really, really hot water, that's also ideal because that can be a trigger for inflammation. And so if you just use like a lukewarm kind of water in the shower, that is ideal. But here's the thing, I take really hot showers and I wash my face with that same water, but a tip. This one's not gonna be that surprising because I think we hear this all the time, but sleep and beauty sleep is a real thing. Our cells are repairing and correcting at night. So if you can get 8 hours of sleep a night and you can really prioritize that, your skin is going to be healthier, your body's gonna be healthier, your brain's gonna be healthier. Like this is actually just like an overall win. To me, like sleep is the number one thing we can do for our overall well-being, but this also really does help the skin because you want the skin to have time to repair and correct while you're sleeping. There are actually like a ton of lifestyle modifications that you can make that I would love to go into more detail if you are interested. If you are, let me know in the comments, drop them below, and I can create a whole video on lifestyle modifications with free tips on what you can do for better skin. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. See you next week.